Raffalitas, welcome back to my channel. It's Houston, we're back in Houston. And this is an update on what's happening on this, what is now being called the Mandela Avenue Bypass Road. So, South Rhineveldt, we're about a block, 400 meters away from the traffic circle and Mandela Avenue. And what I want to show you is an update on what's happening with this resort. It's a 4 Points hotel and resort. They seem to have completed the framing, right? They've completed the framing. Where is it located? That's Caneview Avenue in South Rhineveldt Gardens. So it's right at the boundary where South Rhineveldt Garden meets Houston. And they've completed the framing. Since the last time we were here, they've put in staircases. So it seems as if they've framed out the stairwell and they've put in staircases. So that's what's different. They've also made the frame larger, so it's kind of a bigger. And like I said, they put in these stairwells and staircases. It seems as if the frame is complete. In other words, it seems as if it's reached its maximum size now. Right, it seems as if it has reached its maximum size. And that's as large as they're going to build it. And we should start seeing them doing the walls, putting up walls internally and externally. But that's what's happening at 4 Points. Next door to the Sheriff Group, they're developing or building 3 structures. I think one of them is a hospital. The other is a mall, a shopping center of some sort. So they've put in the foundation here for one of those structures, and a shopping center or a hospital. What actually I noticed since they've since they've completed this foundation and 4 Points have completed their framing, is how close, right? How close these 2 buildings are. I thought they were going to be much further apart, but it turns out that they're going to be pretty close, relatively close. So this is one of the sheriff's buildings, either a hospital or a supermarket or a shopping center, and that's the other one. They're now completing the framing of the 2nd floor. They're using a different set of materials. They're using concrete, rebar. So they're building it slowly, waiting for the lower structures to cure before setting up the upper frames. That's 4 Points. From this angle, it seems fairly substantial. In other words, it's a large building. If you look at 4 Points, frame of the 4 Points Hotel and Resort, it's very large compared to this structure that Sheriff is building. Sheriff's building looks tiny compared to what 4 Points frame looks like. And I thought in the beginning, when I saw them putting in the foundation, that they were going to be of a similar size, but no, this is a pretty small, fairly small structure. They've also put in some staircases in here. And if you can see it, you can't see it on this. But that's what's happening here, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. They've cleared land on the other side. Now, this is interesting because, like I said in previous videos, this part of the Georgetown expansion, development, reminds me of Ontario, Canada in the 1990s. In 1995, 1996, 97, when I drive up to Canada from New York, once you cross over into, it's like the Peace Bridge into Ontario, a lot of Ontario looked like this, just really rural. You had to go all the way to Mississauga or Oakville before you start seeing any real built up areas. But if you go there now, I guess all along QEW you'll find development. And so this is what is, for me, thrilling about looking at changes in this neck of the woods, because it just reminds me of how things looked back in the 90s in Ontario. If you went along the 401, for example, took 401 from Toronto to Guelph, everything north of the 401 looked like this once you get past Mississauga. And now, if you drive along the 401, you're gonna see built up, you know, developments, residential neighborhoods, commercial neighborhoods. And this is how it started. You know, if you look back 20 years, places like Milton didn't exist. You know? Milton, Ontario is kind of like, it's all bush back in the 90s, 1995 to 2000. All those areas north of Mississauga were just bush. But now, this is what is happening here at Houston along this bypass road. Now, this is a clearing they've made in the last month or so. Last time we were here, they just started to spread sand over this area to build what appears to be a flat surface foundation. And now it's complete. You can still see the equipment. No, this camera's not so good, but you can still be able to see the equipment, construction equipment, way over the distance. So they've actually cleared all of this land in preparation for construction, and pretty soon you're going to start seeing structures being built on this area. They've also put in a side road. You can see there's a side road, and there's an entrance. Remember discussing at that intersection, there are no turning lanes. They still have to remedy that. You see that in a sec. On the other side, there's Junior Cook that's been there for a while. What is interesting is they've also completed the that crossroad that they were building the last time we were in this neck of the woods. I'll show you what they've done to it so far. But like I said, I like visiting this part of the city, this part of the greater Georgetown area, because you can see how rapidly things are changing and how in fact this is the fastest growing economy in the world, because a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, this area had not yet been built, and now you can see 6 months from now, a year from now, all of this area that seems to be cleared land, you can expect to find buildings, structures there. They're putting in the roads, and so you're going to find a lot more traffic. This piece of land has been cleared since the last time we were here. Right, this piece of land on the west side of the highway. We did take a walk along that road coming up all the way out to East Bank Public Road. It's about 2 miles. We saw that in one of the videos. Go back, you'll probably be able to find that video where I walked across from this bypass to the East Bank Public Road, because I was curious to see where it would come out, where on the East Bank it would eventually exit. And it turns out that it exits at a place called Macdoom. So this road connects to the East Bank Public Road at Macdoom. Like I said, they started clearing this land. All this started clearing in the last month, or even the last month, because it's less than a month since the last time I was in this neck of the woods when I showed you that they were building this road. This is Rome, so that's the next village beyond Houston. And right at this junction I said there are no turning lanes, so they've built this major 4-lane highway without any turning lanes for the cross streets, and this street has been completed. So the last time we were here, they were building this culvert, right? They were building this culvert, and now it's been completed. See that? It's been completed, and they now put a trench in beside it so that they can put some more drainage, and they've cleared the land. The bulldozers have left, but they've actually cleared the land. What is curious about this road that they built, this new road, is it doesn't really line up. It doesn't really line up accurately with what was there before. So for example, you can see there's a slight curvature in the edge of the road, and that's one of the things I'm constantly griping about, because all it takes is some surveying to know that where they cut this road didn't really line up with what was there before. And if you look at the other end, right, so there's a road across the street, across the highway. It doesn't really line up with this one either, and it gives the whole area the appearance of something that's unplanned. You know, it's not properly planned. Morning.
Big man, it's me do all of this.
Really?
Me
So-
spend, yeah man. I spend me
What's your
money.
name? What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Zero.
Yeah, nice. Morning. So, what I'm criticizing is the haphazard nature of construction in Guyana. So, if you look at curbs, right? I'm standing on the edge of this curb, right? That's my foot. look straight over, he doesn't really line up. So all it takes is some planning, some surveying when you lay out these roads to make sure these roads line up. Morning. And it doesn't line up. So I'm standing in the middle of this road and then it lines up with the edge of the road on the other side. That is what I have a grouse with. A lot of development in Guyana appears kind of haphazard. If you look at the way the edge of the road curves and twists, if they had planned it, it would be straight, right? It wouldn't appear as if it's just random. Now they've put a turning lane. I'm standing in the turning lane in this section. So they put a turning lane here, and that turning lane lines up almost with the road across the street, across the highway, right? So if you look at the edge, it lines up, well, not exactly, but it's closer in alignment to what is across the street. However, it's not the same if you move to the other side. The other side, as you can see, doesn't line up. Why? So why is it so haphazard? Why is it that construction in Guyana is so haphazard? As if there is no proper planning. That is my grouse. But like I said, what's exciting about this area is that you can see changes. You can see how things are changing, right? We've come all the way over from 4 Points, and now we're at the edge of Houston, where it meets Rome. And you can see from this that they've made some significant progress. They've done some significant work. And they've built a new, I call this an access road that runs beside East Bank Bypass Road. So this is, they've completed this road. It's a cement slab road, right? You can see it goes all the way out to the edge of this property. And then they've laid sand. See, they've put in, these pipes might be electrical cables. And they've laid sand all across this field in preparation for construction. So that's what's up, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. It's one of the fastest growing areas. In a few months, you're probably going to see houses or buildings, commercial buildings in this area. And I'll be here to bring you all of the updates as that happens. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know how things are changing here in Houston, in the fastest growing economy in the world. Later.